Hi, it's Lisa. If you don't know me, I had a stroke and sometimes I talk weird. I struggle with a lot of just words and talking, and so yeah. So I usually, I never want to be a person who goes on the internet, well, on YouTube anyway, and preach my political beliefs. I mean, I usually avoid talking to people at work or friends and about political things. But the world changes. The country has changed. Um, I think it could be just a temporary bump in the road to really force us to realize what our true values are. And, you know, um, it's hard for me to believe that, but I have to believe that. This is just a bump. We'll get through this. We won't be a fascist country. You know, but a lot of things they want to do is scary. So, I guess I don't support Trump. I'm, you know, I've been Republican in the past. I'm not one now. When I moved to Florida, I changed my political beliefs to no party affiliation because I don't like the polarizing about our political parties. We have several different parties in this country, but only two get elected for presidency. Only two parties can afford to put on the debate stage. I think the last time we had a third party candidate on the debate stage was Bernie Sanders, and I voted for him because I do believe in universal health care. But I wanted to talk about the email newsletter I got from the my state house, my representative for the House of Representatives. Her name is Anna Pauline Luna, and she sent me her newsletter, and she said, "We know who's paying the agitators, the protesters. We know who's paying them. No one's paying. And if they do, I went to a rally. I went to the protest. I didn't get paid. Should I have been paid? Should I have been, because I signed up. I said, hey, I'm coming. I said I went. No one gave me money. So I called her It was a Saturday, so and I don't think she answered the phone anyway. It's just probably the staff. But I left a voicemail telling her, just asking her, what's the information, who's paying for the agitators or the protesters? Who's paying? Because they didn't pay me. So if they pay, I need that information. They owe me money. But yeah. And I'm encouraging people to do that. Call their state or, their representative or, the person who goes to the House of Representatives in Washington and ask for the information. If you didn't get paid, and you protest and you're in the USA, you didn't get paid, so get the information so you can find, I mean, it's telling people, you think everyone in your constituents are just, everyone voted for you, so I can just say anything and they'll believe it in the newsletter. Well, so that's what I did. I believed what she said. That they know and who was paying. You want me to believe that, so I'll treat you like I believe it. So I need that information because I live in a van. I need, this is my home. It's a mess. It's not the most comfortable living situation. I lost my job as a case manager in a mental hospital. Before my stroke, I was case manager in child welfare. And now it will be harder for me, even though I can pass a level 2 background check. Even though I was cleared for security guard. I have security guard clearance. But because of Trump, people who are living in a van are committing crime. I'm labeled as a criminal when I can pass a level 2 background check. I used to work to help our country a little better, And I have to live in the van. My dedicated 13 years volunteering in the school system, 7 years working in child welfare. I couldn't get the time off to just see a doctor sometimes. Now I'm living in a van. And my SSI check should be $1,000. But they're still charging because they don't believe I don't have the fucking job still. They want proof. They want a letter. So I have to print it out. I lost my laptop, so I have to get the other one, so I'll probably fix that problem. But right now I'm getting $930. And I have to pay almost $300 a month for my storage. Right now it's $212, but they raised the rate, so will be $279 in a month or two. My car insurance is $133, and my cell phone is $25. So I'm living on $500 in Florida. The cheapest rent is almost $2,000 a month. So I have to live in a van because my money my country is giving me to help me through this situation, so I don't have to be living in poverty. SSI is supposed to not have people living in poverty. It's supposed to help to alleviate, but I'm still in poverty, and now I'm a criminal. So I told my state representative, or if they know who was paying people who protest, I need them information. Yeah, I'm mad. I'm just mad, because things are getting worse. Yeah, and I usually try to tell myself all the time. Yeah, if something bad happens in the morning, the rest of the day will be fine. It will be a good day because the worst is over. I don't know how worse it will get and how long. Yeah, I think people are walking. There's on bikes. Yeah. Yeah, but I am back in Florida. It's really cold. Thing is in his little cramp suit. There's a little sleeper. It's the only hugs I get. I talked to Chase a few weeks ago, or a week ago. We had an argument, and I think, I don't know, we're kind of okay with each other, but I don't know the situation. He said a lot of things that I want to follow up to know. It's hard for me to ask men questions anymore. I spent years being yelled at for asking, how was your day? What did you do today? That was cross-examining. That's why my kids thinks I'm annoying, because their father, alcoholic, didn't want to say, oh yeah, going to the bar, and I didn't call you and say, hey, do you need me at home? No, he didn't care. So, if you didn't care about me, why should my kids learn to care about me? They learn not to care about me. That's why I live in a van. That's why my kids have nothing with me. They go to their father, so whatever. Alright, I'm going in a way I wasn't thinking about that. But yeah, if you went to the protest and in the States, call your House representative. If you are